Hello, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington with Discover Brightside, the video podcast with Elton Brewington. And we are here with someone in Switzerland who normally lives in London. We love international guests on our show. And so, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell us about what you do and share your story with us.
Of course. Well, thank you first of all for having me on. My name is Kieran. I'm co-founder of swoopfunding.com. And what we do is we help businesses access finance across lending, equity, and grants. Myself and my co-founder Andrea set the business up about 8 years ago. And now we connect into over 300,000 businesses across Europe, North America, Australia, and South Africa, and have a team of 120 serving those markets, and to date have helped businesses access over $2 billion in funding for their businesses.
Wow, that's impressive. Um, So how does somebody start? I mean, if there's a business in America, because our audience is here in the US, how would they get in touch with you? Would you do a consultation with them? How does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a team in the US, we have a team in Canada, and we do a lot of funding for US based businesses. I would say the kind of sweet spot of businesses that we engage with are, I would say, from startup up to businesses trading to $20 million a year revenue wise. Once they kind of get above that, we find that they tend to have their own kind of personal relationship with their banks. But certainly that kind of 0 to 20 million is the area that we serve. It's obviously absolutely free to engage with Swoop. You can find us online on our website. What we do is kind of understand you and your business through your data. So often you'll be connecting your banking or your accounting information, and what we'll be able to showcase to you is what optionality is available to you, whether it's the SBA loan program you want to go down, whether it's traditional financing. Many of the businesses we work with are first time operators, maybe opening up a franchise for the first time, looking for that franchise fee, or investing in a kitchen or a new site. And so understanding their ambitions, and then from that building out the financing that's going to suit them and their growth needs. But the great thing about Swoop is it's all about bringing everything into one place. So you're literally taking 400 different banks, lenders, all into one space, so that you don't have to do all the hard work in terms of whether Google, ChatGPT, or Claude is your vice. You just need to come to Swoop, and we'll show all your options to you in one fell swoop.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So yeah, but we will have to vet you before we give you a reference to our audience.
That's very
Uh,
fair.
but that's what we do. We do referrals. We introduce you to people, and that's one of our platforms. So now we're going to do the rapid fire. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Our premise is empowerment because that's what we do. So I guess in your case, it's financial empowerment, and it's just simple questions about, how do you empower businesses, which you just said, but and then who empowered you to be where you are, and then your favorite movies, favorite books, and places you like to travel to, health and wellness tips, financial tips, and then what's on the bright side. So let's begin the rapid fire.
Okay, hit
So,
me.
all right. So, what makes you an empowerer?
Well, I think every day we have about 300 businesses that sign up to Swoop. So we want to empower every single business that comes into our network, our ecosystem. It's about kind of making them feel good about themselves because they set up their business because they had a passion for what it is they do. So it's helping them unpick that passion and maybe taking away some of the pain around funding so that they can kind of focus on what they do. So I like to think that we can empower businesses to get back to what they want to do in terms of setting up business by sorting the funding out for them.
Awesome. So, who empowered you? What helped you get started?
I mean, for me, this is not a pretty easy question and probably not far to look for. My dad is definitely my biggest inspiration. When I went to school, we had a school motto, "A man for others," and I think they were meant to be talking about Jesus and things like that. But I couldn't help but think of my old man when I hear that sentence. I've never met someone so driven, so selfless, and so I kind of have these giant shoes to constantly fill in. So that's all I strive to do.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And then, what is there any book or any movie or anything that inspired you in terms of media?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few great books I think out there that are really kind of resonated with me. There's some obvious ones like Atomic Habits. I think one that really I thought was quite cool is kind of maybe a niche one. It's by a British author called Andrew Craig, and he wrote this book How to Own the World. And while it's quite it sounds like quite a selfish title. It's actually really practical around how to manage wealth, manage finance, and it's something that, in the main, not a lot of people are taught through traditional education systems. And I found the book a really, really good guide in how to think about money, and I'd strongly recommend it. Um, from a film perspective, lots of different films that I absolutely love. One that's always resonated with me from a business context, The Pursuit of Happiness. I just love the graft
Yeah, you're
and
the second
and
person who said that on the show.
I
Yeah.
really, yeah, I appreciated the grit, and there's always one chance. There's always one chance. If you can nail that meeting, things can change. And yeah, it really stuck with me.
Yeah, I know. My husband always talks about the hotel lobbies and, just sitting there by the bar and you can get a client. And he's done it many times. And so I come from a corporate world and I'm a more like, uptight personality. But it does happen. It
It
does happen.
does. It
It
does.
does
It does. You
happen.
got to put yourself in the environment.
Yes, that's true. And then any health and wellness, because we're all trying to get on a healthy regime. Anything that you like to do or you enjoy?
Yeah, like I'm an absolute sports obsessed freak, but I just think making time in your day for whatever your vice is. For me, I'll always play football, so I always make time during the week. But it gives you that checkout moment, and as business owners, it's very easy to be stuck in that hamster wheel. And it can be great because it can drive you and drive you and drive you, but actually having that moment out where you know you have to go play that football match or take that run actually it's going to give you so much back. So just having the discipline to book in those slots ahead of time, it will pay you back a million times over.
I agree. That's so good. And your financial tips for 2026. I know now we're now in the middle of the first quarter. So what is your best financial tips for people? I know
Yeah,
Joy.
I mean, hell of a quarter, particularly if you're in the software industry with SaaS apocalypse and things happening at the moment. But I think some of the boring ones I think are things like the diversification. But one thing that, again, going back to that book that I was referencing earlier on, in nearly every country, whether it's US or UK where I live, there's always tax incentivized schemes to take advantage of, whether it's the your Roth account in the US or your stocks and shares ISA account in the UK. You take the time to familiarize yourself. What is the government incentivizing you to do, and do that because it pays massively back in terms of your future self. So I think not everyone is aware of that, and actually taking advantage of what the schemes are set up will your future self will definitely thank you for that.
That brings me to a really important question. So someone from the US can invest in the UK market through you. Can they do that? Is that allowed?
No, no, no,
No.
no. So,
They got
yeah,
rules. Yeah.
no. So, I mean, I'm sure there's businesses on Sue's platform that they're raising finance, and there's U.S. institutions that might, but not from a direct side of things. No,
Yeah, yeah,
that wouldn't
that's
be
what I was
possible.
saying. Especially now with Donald Trump raising the taxes on
Yeah,
money. It's awful.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah, he's put all these taxes now. So, even to just send
yeah,
money to your family, your friends, and so it's more complicated. But that's why we need financial help from people like you.
for
So
sure.
what's on the bright side? What's next for Swoop and what's next for you?
So for Swoop, I think like a lot of businesses, we've got a lot of features that are about to be hit or are hitting thanks to AI. So one of the big pain points for business owners and advisors, like accountants or the brokers, is how painful business finance is because of the applications. They're so cumbersome, they take forever. So we have developed autonomous applications. So you build your profile once in Swoop, you connect your data, and once you create that one application, we look after the rest. So you don't have to log in to any other portal or ecosystem. So that's something that we're super proud of that's just being released. And the other side of things is we're kind of trying to showcase grants as much as possible. A lot of business owners aren't aware of what they're eligible for. And a big thing that can be a real growth hack is grants. Like we should know, we've
Yeah,
won over $10 million in grants ourselves. It's really helped grow our business massively. So we were super passionate about it. And again, we've just released a whole new grants portal, which is completely free to access, whether you're in the US, Canada, South Africa, Australia, UK, Ireland. And it's got over 1,000 different grants in there from regional, national, international. So if you're a business owner, think a little bit smart, think a bit lateral, see can you get a blended cost of capital by looking at something like that. So yeah, that's something that we're really proud of that we've just released as a kind of whole new grants platform.
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And so I missed a question, which is travel. Do you like to travel? What are the destinations that you love? And like if we were to visit you, what would be some?
You'd be busy. You'd be on that plane over and back. You'd be going around the world a few times over. So yeah, as you touched on, I live in London. I'm currently in Switzerland, so I'm not shy to get about the place. We opened office in Cape Town in South Africa, and I was just down there 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think it's probably one of my favorite places on planet Earth. People are incredible, food's amazing, the activities you can do, the beaches you can see, the mountains you can climb. Definitely one of my favorite destinations. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably stick to the African continent, go a little bit further north, and go to Kenya. In the south there, you fly into a place called Mombasa, and then from Mombasa, there's like so many different options you can go on. Obviously, you can traditionally go on the safari side of things, but you will find some of the most beautiful, uninterrupted beaches you're ever going to find. Uh, if I was to name one place there, Diani. I remember one magical time we were there. We had this rented this kind of villa down by the beach. Woke up in the morning and looked down the beach, and there was legitimately a giraffe and an elephant down by the water. Like it was ridiculous. So I would strongly recommend there as a destination.
Awesome. So you have been discovered on Brightside, and we'd love to have you on our show and have you back. And this is the Brightside Spotlight. So welcome to the Brightside. Thank you for this interview. Would you like to say anything before I close us out?
No, thank you so much for sharing a few minutes with me. And yeah, if we can help any business owners out there, I'd be delighted to. And so hopefully we can kind of uh, share that together from Brightside and Smooth.
Yes. So thank you for watching. If you love this interview as much as I have enjoyed it, if there's any places that he's mentioned that you want to go or you've seen, write us a comment. If you have needs for financial help, write us a comment. We'll get you connected right away. This is the year when you need to be thinking about your finances. I can't tell you how dangerous life has become with AI and economic uncertainties and new presidents and new laws. So you want to keep up with knowing and being empowered and knowledgeable because that will help you get smarter and sharper and prepared for this unknown world that we are stepping into. It's literally like a roller coaster ride. So you might as well ride it with a ticket and get through to the other side than be disappointed because you picked the wrong roller coaster. So get involved, get empowered, and Brightside does monthly empowerment series. Make sure you're on it. Make sure you're live streaming with us. Make sure you're subscribed. So thank you for watching and hit the subscribe button.